I had held them up, so. Madam Chair, could we just do Ms. Leah's? Could we do her report?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Well, we could do. That's a go, all right?
It's
there
a
are
go.
few minutes
Go
left.
ahead.
I just wanted, before they get in here, we started, I want to thank the board for 5 years ago, starting athletics again. And many of you had 10 years earlier, because financial reasons, we had gotten rid of it. And so I wanted to thank you for the support of doing that. And we've had our ups and downs when we've tried to recreate this athletics program, as you know. But one of the things I'm very proud of is our basketball team. We have 16 young men that have gone on to four-year schools and graduated because we're doing it differently. And this year, our team made it. If you want to come in, and I'll introduce all of you. This year, our team finished a regular season at 14-9 and went on to the state title against Pasco Hernando, and we beat them by 14 points. And I had the pleasure of traveling with these young men over this past weekend and the coaches, and they just exemplified. I heard from the Fayetteville, North Carolina president, who I met with at length there. He said they were respectful, politeness, disciplined, and caring. And during that kind of 1,200 attendance, and I want to thank Coach Ruiz, and he can introduce your assistant coach in a minute, but I just want to introduce these men. I have some nicknames for them, but I will not call them by their nicknames, as they know, because they have something on me when I danced with them on Saturday, right? So first I want to introduce Jeremiah Bars, freshman from Orlando, Florida. Maurice Campbell from Lake Worth, Florida. He's a freshman. Eric Canavan from Windermere, Florida. He's a freshman. Antonio Card, our first recruit from Macon, Georgia. Sophomore. Nicholas Cross, second-year sophomore. And he's the second Cross brother that's going to be graduating here. Last year, your brother graduated. So thank you, Nick, for being here. Tidarius Gully from Pensacola, Florida. And Caleb Hayden, our sophomore from Baker County High School. DeAndre Jefferson from Columbia High School. Jazzen Johnson from Flushing, New York. Benjamin Cardoza High School, right? And Amari Jordan, our sophomore from Orlando, Florida. And Christian Wilson from Fort White. It's the first time in 46 years we'll be going to the Nationals. Last time the basketball team went to Nationals in 1975. And Coach, I know you don't say much, but would you like to say something before?
I want to thank these young men for their hard work and dedication to what we've accomplished so far this year. And I want to thank you, Board of Trustees, for your support and just being behind us 110%. We really appreciate it. And this is one of my assistants, Drew Norman, and the other two, C.C. Wilson and Glenn Weiss, both at work right now. But they really appreciate you as well.
And they'll be going on this Saturday, traveling by bus. I will not be going to Danville, Illinois, where they'll be playing the first round against Southside Suburban College. So they're the #1 ranked team in the nation. So there's only 16 teams out of 162 teams in the nation. So just can't be proud of them both on the court and off the court. So I just wanted to bring them in here.
It's great.
All right, go Wolves, go practice.
Wow, what a great
Proud
accomplishment.
moment.
Amazing. Next, we have our student government report. SGA representative, Ms. Leah.
Good evening. For the month of February, we had a wide array of activities to celebrate Black History Month. The Multicultural Affairs Department, in conjunction with SGA and student activities, hosted the following events. To kick off the month, we had a proclamation on February 1st at the flagpole. We had our student speakers and performance and Councilman Eugene Jefferson read the proclamation at the event. Other highlights from the month included the Black History Walk, Black History T-shirts, and the Black History program that included performances from Icon Preparatory School that resides in Tampa. For the month of March, we are celebrating Women's History Month. Highlights from the month include Women's History Trivia, the Women's History Walk, and Women's History T-shirts. Other activities occurring in this month of March is a lunch and learn from Professor Pavel, who will be discussing the Russian invasion of Ukraine. He will cover the history between the two countries and the global impact. This will be on the 15th of March. This concludes my report. Is there any questions?
I have a question for you. Are you going to tape, that's probably an out-of-date word, that lecture?
Yes, we will be.
That would be really great to be able to put that out for people.
And so what, we also mentioned that Icon Prep, that whole program is on the YouTube channel. So it was pretty powerful.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
No problems.
Next, we have the presentation of the consent agenda. The items on the consent agenda are routine business, state directives, and/or compliance items. All items have been reviewed by the board attorney and have been available to the board for its examination. Any trustee can request a topic to be removed from the consent agenda and discussed further. Are there any items to be removed by a trustee? Typographical errors will be noted and corrected in the board minutes. Is there a motion to accept items A through J on the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion, Madam Chair.
Okay, Dr. Surency makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Lander. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Academic Affairs, Dr. Paula Gavin is next.
Hello. So last month, Japera Denson, who is our assistant professor of the Health and Information Technology program, she presented a conceptual paper entitled Rising in Victory, the Battles of Black Women Administrators and Faculty in Academia and How They Overcome at the National Association for African American Studies Conference. And this is basically the groundwork of her doctoral dissertation that she's going to be working on soon. The paramedic class that graduated in December had a 100% pass rate on the National Registry Certification exam, so we're very proud of them. The Crucible is being performed this weekend at the Levy Auditorium. Tonight through Saturday at 7 p.m. and then Sunday at 2 p.m. And we also had the first annual Florida Gateway College High School Theater Day today. And that started at 9:30 this morning. We had theater students from Columbia High School, Swanee High School, Fort White, and the Covenant Christian Academy. They joined us, and we performed the Crucible for them, and we provided lunch. And then they were able to all get together and perform 10-minute shows of their plays that they're working on, and they got to do it on our stage. And then we also followed that with a recruitment session, so we're hoping to get them in to our theater program. Our Brain Bowl team will travel to Central Florida, the College of Central Florida, for the state tournament on March 25th to the 26th. And finally, Dr. Sean McMahon, our professor of history, has been appointed by the Lake City Council to serve on the Historic Preservation Board to preserve the integrity of the older buildings within city limits. And he will be serving on that board through October of this year. So that concludes my report.
Anybody have any discussion or questions for Dr. Gavin?
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Enrollment Management and Student Affairs, Tony Cardenas.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start out by talking about registration for summer 2022, which will begin on April 4th. Applications for our summer term are up 14% year over year, and admitted students are up 15% year over year. These students have not yet registered, but going into this enrollment cycle, these are some strong signs. So we're looking to see, hopefully start changing that trend in enrollment and start seeing an increase. Last summer, we had a very strong enrollment. We were giving away laptops last summer. This year, we're still doing the 3 credits for free, and we're giving all math courses on campus for free. And both of those promotions are going on right now. We're receiving strong feedback from students on campus, transient students from other colleges looking to take math, coming back here over the summer to take classes. So we've gained a lot of traction over the last couple weeks with those programs. Tonight, we're hosting College Night at the Richardson Center. That started at 5 p.m., so they are about 15 minutes in, and will end at 7 p.m. tonight. Our CTE programs will be highlighted with a special section of the parking lot dedicated to ambulance, fire truck, CDL, and law enforcement. All of our student services and student success offices will be represented. Financial aid received notification last week from the Department of Education that our cohort default rate is at 4%. This is the lowest it's been in a while, but the reason being is we're seeing a lower rate because of the pandemic payment pause. But in perspective, looking at the national trend and looking at public two-year schools in the United States, that average is still 7%. So 4% versus 7%, so we beat the national average. Our Board of Trustees scholarship application deadline is March 15th. We've been working closely with high schools to get those applications in and finalize that process. Dual enrollment, we have 50 dual enrollment students that have met FGC graduation requirements for this upcoming year. We're looking forward to seeing those students walk across the stage in May. And that concludes my report. Are there any questions?
I just want to compliment Travis George on his outreach that he's doing with the tutoring at Richardson Center. I think it's a really great program and gives an opportunity for the college to be present in the community there. So.
Thank you. I will definitely pass it on. He's done an incredible job over the last couple months developing that program and growing it, so thank you.
Well, hopefully you'll see the fruit of it too with your recruitment night.
Yes, yes.
Are the trustee applications, are they at the guidance office?
Yes, they're in the guidance office, and our recruitment and communications office has been working specifically with each of the 7 schools in the district to make sure we're getting those in, and financial aid too.
How are your campus visits going? I know my son's an ambassador, and he's been doing a lot of tours around campus. So have we gotten all the schools through at this point?
Yes, I believe we have all of them done now. The last one was, I think, a couple weeks ago. They've been successful. The numbers are back up. We're hearing we have 80 coming at a time, 100 coming at a time. So it just depends on the school. So it's nice to see that making a return. We're seeing a little bit of that return to normalcy now in terms of the recruitment cycle, events on high school campuses. We're still out in each of the high schools at least once a month, but we're gaining a lot of traction with that. But getting them here obviously is so important. But yes, it's been much better. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is Business Services Report. Michelle Holloway.
Good evening. I have 2 budget amendments I would like to request your approval of. The college requests approval of budget amendment number 6 to the to the restricted current fund, Fund 2, for the fiscal year 21-22. This amendment recognizes revised award authorizations and new grants received in the 21-22 fiscal year.
Is there a motion to approve this budget amendment number 6?
So
I'll make a motion.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Ms. McGinnis, and second, Ms. Suzanne Norris. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. My final one is budget amendment number 7 for the capital outlay plan for unrestricted plant fund, budget 7. We're requesting approval of Fund 7, budget amendment 7, which has been revised so the report reflects actual revenue, revised budgeted expenditures, actual expenses, and updated projects through February 17th, 2022.
Is there a motion to approve budget amendment number 7?
So moved.
Suzanne, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Landers? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And finally, our president's report, Dr. Barrett.
Thank you. This is a pretty quick meeting, but I want to just, I received a call from Chairman Crawford about 11 o'clock today. There was a family emergency, so that is the reason why he's not with us this evening. So Chair Allen graciously found out about this 15 minutes ago, so I want to thank her for that. I also want to thank her for her continued leadership for 35, 40 years now, doing the regional science fair. Once again, it was very successful, was well attended, a lot of schools back
School's back.
so from the COVID situation. So I just want to heard nothing but good things. I only could run through there because I had an off-campus meeting, but I know you did a great job, and I was talking to you ahead of time. And they're great kids. I did say hello to them. I didn't get to hear any of their projects. So.
Yes, we have 16 students from the region going on to the state event in a couple of weeks.
And once again, we're giving out 2 scholarships, 2 scholarships to
At the state
FGC.
level,
Yep,
yes.
at the state level. So I also wanted, lots going on campus, if you heard from the staff. I want to also mention about Richardson Center. Travis has been doing a really good job out there, and we have about 14 middle school students been out there the last 2 weeks getting after-school help by our students, work-study students. So it's a really good experience. We've had some requests to do some expansion of that, but right now we want to concentrate on the middle school students and so forth. So that was really important. We did have a last-minute request today for the use of the Boys Club. We're going to approve that. I didn't even tell Michelle that yet. What do they call that? The cornhole tournament is being held outside tomorrow. They've asked us to use the facility, so we always are trying to reach out and take care of that. It's a fundraiser. I said, can we get some of that cash? Also want to let you know, in this room, we have upgraded the audio and video, so those microphones, they've been all done, different camera angles. There's actually a camera now that's going to be set up in that podium, so you can, so anybody that wants to watch it, they can watch the PowerPoint presentations or any presentations from that screen. So we're very happy for the IT staff that have done that. Also wanted to, I rushed through the basketball thing. I think, when we talk about basketball, when we talk about sports, we're really trying to do a niche here. If you've seen it, we've been saying that the Florida Gateway champions, we've been advertising on social media over the last couple of days. Our bass fishing team is #1 in the nation. And in the top, some of those teams are Auburn University, the real Auburn University, the University of Tennessee at Knoxville, and they're just, and for a small college like that. But the key is they're being successful. And on top of that, I like it because it's not costing us a lot of money. But on top of everything else, they're successful, and they've been successful in the classroom. And in second year that they're going to be, their #1 ranked team in the nation is pretty impressive. And I talk about the basketball, and it was an issue, and we kidded around, and they were very respectful of the students. But after the game, a parent from Macon, Georgia, came up to me and said, "Thank you for accepting my son here and taking a chance on him, because he would have been," I'm not going to get into the details. And then the grandmother came over and kissed me and everything. I didn't know her from Adam. But that's me. We're making a difference for these students. We really are making a difference. So, and some of them are going to be very successful. Some of them may not be successful. We're giving them opportunities. So that's what we're here for. I think it's important to remember that. Just wanted to tell you the other announcement, and it's a soft announcement, but we are moving forward with the 75th anniversary plans. Mark on your calendars that the STEM building will be open for visitation and the grand opening on June 30th, 2022. And that will mark the 75th day of when this college opened in 1947 with a group of 15 students. So I think it's important to start that off with our brand new, the past and the future. So with that 17th anniversary, a lot of plans are being made, but what I can tell you is there'll be a 16-page magazine about the 75th anniversary. It'll be sent out to every household in our 5-county region. sometime in July. So that will be an important aspect of that. We're looking for donations. The other thing that we tentatively have scheduled, we just are finalizing the contract, is Norm Lewis came here about 11 years ago. For you, those that don't know who Norm Lewis is, Norm Lewis is a Broadway performer. He went to school here in 1980 and 81. He was the first black Phantom of the Opera, and he also is whatever they call the person from the Little Mermaid, the father. He was in that thing, and so very popular actor. He just is just done with something at the Washington and John F. Kennedy Performing Arts Center. He was the lead for the Broadway, celebrating 50 years of Broadway. So he's tentatively scheduled for the evening of October 22nd for an hour-and-a-half program. So we actually got to talk to him. Dealing with the agents in New York is a little bit different, but it's okay. Some other things we're trying to plan for that is in May of 2023, we will have a ball, plated ball, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the college in the gym sometime in the third week of May we'll be doing. And we also are planning a music and arts festival out on the green in March, 3/3/23. And there's some other events going on too, but those are the biggies I wanted to tell you about. So actively involved with that. It's going to be a great future for the institution. So any other? Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were doing that, Paul. I'm getting old. The rest of my time, I'm sorry. And Paul, you want to introduce them? I can introduce them, but this is your faculty, and I'm sorry. I thought you were doing it. You just have to come back next month. Right, Elizabeth. I mean,
I did wanted to.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to give the floor to two of our faculty members. They're with our English department, Dr. Troy Appling and Ms. Elizabeth Rogers, to talk about their appreciation in you supporting the department being able to sponsor IPA.
Yes, so our department is heavily involved in the two-year college association of English teachers. So two-year colleges in how many states? 11 states. And we have partnered with FSCJ for the past 2 years to co-host conferences for this organization. Last year, we co-hosted a virtual conference. We were supposed to do face-to-face, but it had to go virtual. And so we were able to do our face-to-face conference this year. FGC really helped financially this conference get going. We're appreciative for that as our department, but I can't tell you how many people came up and said, hey, this is a great conference. You know, they were really proud that we got support from our institution because that's not the norm. So we appreciate that. We also had one of our adjuncts won one of our big 3 awards. So Autumn Keeling won the Nell Ann Pickett Award, which is given for the adjunct who presents the best proposal for a session. And so she presented on, I can't remember her title. Her presentation was titled, I Googled My Symptoms, the Diagnosis, Senioritis, Engaging Dual-Enrolled High School Seniors in Composition. So she teaches for us in Baker High School. And so I didn't get to go because we were both running tech support, but it was heavily attended, and she got a bunch of responses from attendees. So we're still involved. I have been elected to the REC as the membership chair, so I'll have a 3-year stint there. Troy has just cycled off as secretary, but we really appreciate the college's support, and everything went swimmingly, and everybody appreciated it. So
yeah, we had
thanks.
several people from the other member states who were like, your board did what? You know, your college supported how? So, I mean, they were just shocked at how supportive our institution was, and so we're very grateful.
And what they don't tell you is they have a reputation, our faculty, that, you know, when I've been doing this since 1987, aging myself, but in those days, the faculties at campuses really engaged with each other, both inside and outside, because of social media and everything, colleges are starting to not do that. And one of the things they said was they were amazed at how integrated and how they all got along, our faculty, and really worked team. So I was very proud of that, so I want to be, and they did do a lot of work, so I just wanted to.
We were program chairs, so deal with all the programming, so. But we wanted to let you know it's a success, and we were very grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that's Dr. Barrett's report. Are there topics for future meetings? Any topics anyone would like to have discussed? No? Well, our next meeting,
You want me to mention that?
April 14th, will be our next meeting. And Dr. Barrett wants to mention something about the next meeting.
Mr. Crawford asked if we could move it back here to Lake City because of some issues, so we're gonna move it back here to the main campus. So we'll have to change that notice and do the public notices and change them out. So
Okay.
same time, so.
Any other discussion? If not, we're going to, in this meeting, call it adjourned. And we're going to take about a 10-minute break before the workshop begins. Is there, do I need to call for a motion to end the meeting, to adjourn? I think it's best. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Okay, Dr. Teppadino, is there a second?
Second.
Dr. Sorensen, all in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? None. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned, and about 10 minutes, we'll start
We
the
have
workshop.
refreshments for anybody who wants to.
It's a meeting next door.
A sandwich, some fruit.